We'll do it live.
Okay.
We'll do it live. Fuck it. Do it live. I'll write it and we'll do it live. Right. Fucking thing sucks.
Hey, it's To The Point with Mike, Leo, and Vince.
What's going on, guys?
Can you hear me now?
Yeah.
What's going on, guys?
You alright,
October
Leo?
what?
You alright, Leo?
Yeah. No, yeah, I'm good, man. Yeah. For sure. Not me.
How's your phone using?
Probably not.
So sorry, guys. You know,
No,
we're
you're
new. We're new to this.
No,
This
well,
is our
It's our
second.
first
It
time.
happens.
First
It don't
time.
matter.
It's our first time
We
doing
can get
this.
an echo. They might not hear it. Though, so-
We've been doing this for a little more than a year now, Mike, and we still
Yeah.
F up routinely.
Well, it's whatever.
Yeah, I know. It happens. You know.
If you can do it better. Go ahead.
Yeah, you know. Hey, we're all human beings,
Yeah.
man. Unless
Unless what?
Unless what, Leo?
What do you got?
Unless
Leo?
we're extraterrestrials.
well,
whatever.
unless one of you guys
We're
ain't a
aliens.
human. You know what I'm saying?
Well, I mean, I know how you feel about aliens, Leo.
But think about it, Vince. Look, think about it though. Like for sure, like think about it though. Like we could be the aliens.
Alright, well, we are. If there are aliens, we're aliens to them.
But if you think about it, you know how I always say that our eyes are deceiving? Because I could see one thing and you could be seeing totally a different thing what I'm seeing.
Right.
So our eyes are deceiving, you know? I mean, that's just at least what I believe. So what if our eyes are just saying, okay, this is actually what you're seeing? Is just like...
I didn't follow that.
What?
I didn't follow that. You lost me there, like...
Well, see, for sure.
I didn't
that's the
follow
whole
that.
point. I'm supposed to
No,
lose
lost.
you
You
in the
did,
process.
You lost them right at the first time.
No, but see, I'm just saying, like, what if my eyes...
What if? What if?
I mean, I'm just saying, man, what if? What if what I'm seeing...
Well, it's not a what if. Like, we all see things differently. I mean,
But that's what I'm saying, though.
there's
Like, what...
people that are watching what's going on in our government and think it's good.
Okay, but that's what I'm saying. What if the aliens think that we're aliens and we're thinking the aliens are aliens? Do you see what I'm saying, though? Because
Well,
there's got to be another life out there besides us. For sure. For sure.
Well, they're gonna tell you there is now because they're running out of it.
Well, yeah, because...
Distractions.
Well, because now they have to tell you the truth. Because they have no other choice but to tell us now. And say, hey, you know what? But they're not going to come out. They're not going to come out for sure and say, oh, yeah, you guys were right. You know, the people was right. They're not going to say that. They'll give us little bits and pieces how they've been doing, you know, like, oh, also, no, we discovered aliens. We got balloons flying across, you know, taking video. All this stuff's been happening. It's never...
What are they calling them now? UAOs or something?
Something like that, yeah. I don't know, you know, and it's... I don't know. I'm not a big conspiracy person, but I'm just saying, you know.
Well, so, but what are you getting at?
I'm just saying that there's got to be some other type of world or something, some other type of thing out there, and that our eyes are deceiving. So it doesn't matter what you see. Somebody else is going to see something totally different than what you're seeing.
Well, there's been a lot of people seeing a lot of things, but it just...
You
How
know,
far does it go?
Okay, well, like, see, I'm just saying, like, people, like, I'm just going to say, for an example, I don't know, like,
Well, like, there's
Go ahead.
the New York Jets team, the New York Jets football team, a group of them, like, during some sort of, like, practice or
Right.
something, swear that they saw a UFO.
Well, there's been fighter pilots. There's, you know, like military personnel and congressmen. There's been people have said they've seen stuff that you would think, you know, is possible, and the media downplays it or
But-
call you crazy. you know.
But-
But that Mount Shasta in California is supposed to be a hotbed for not
Yeah.
UFOs from outer space, but UFOs from inner space, like in the Earth type shit.
So tell me this, man. Like, how are you gonna tell someone that, okay, you become the government or whatever, and we're gonna tell you all the secrets, and you gotta take this to your grave? How are you gonna tell me someone's not gonna say something? Someone's not gonna spill the beans?
Well, yeah. I mean, there's going to be people. I mean, there are people that tell you about Area 52?
Area 51.
51. Area 51, you know, you hear all kinds of stories about it. You've even seen movies where they put stuff like that in the movies.
Right.
So, I mean,
But,
there's definitely people
think
that have
about
leaked
this.
stuff that they weren't supposed to have talked about.
Do you really think when Trump went into office that they told him everything
No.
like they would have any other president?
No.
I don't believe so either. And I believe that was partly because he was after them.
What do you
The
say?
deep
What do
state,
you
the
say,
ones who
Vince?
control the
You said no.
That I don't even think they told.
You didn't think they told?
I don't think they told
You,
any
Mike?
of the presidents everything.
You, Mike, you think they told him everything?
No.
And
No,
people-
I think they would have delivered. Well, here's what I should say.
I don't think they tell anyone.
I think, well, you're right there, but I think they deliberately held
Less for him.
information from him that they wouldn't have
from another president.
from any other
Yeah,
president.
I agree with that.
Any other implant. What the hell was that? Any other implant, you know? He wasn't an implant. He was an insurrectionist into the system. He wasn't an insurrectionist on January 6th. He infiltrated the political system in Washington,
Yeah,
D.C.
there was no way he was going to win that election.
Well,
But
he did the first one, and that's what threw them off kilter. But I don't think they would have given him all the information. I don't even know what it would be like with another Trump term, but that's hopefully what we get. But like, how's that gonna end up? How much information could we lose?
Do you
Or
guys think
find
Trump's
out?
gonna win this election?
I don't know. Man.
If he's still in the running when it comes time to vote,
He was in court today.
I believe so.
He was
But
in court today?
if he's not
Yeah.
if he's not indicted or convicted or taken off the ballot or or murdered, then yes, I think he would win.
He was in court today in New York for a civil lawsuit, and in front of the judge that ruled Mar-a-Lago was only worth $20 million when it's like 63 acres and like 1 acre areas in that same neighborhood or 5 acre plots are like 20 million. So they're claiming he overvalued his properties in order to get bigger loans. But there's no victims, there's no damaged parties. Every loan and lien holder's already been paid back with interest. And what's a judge in New York? How can he tell you what property in Palm Beach is worth? It's not
Right.
West Palm Beach, it's Palm Beach, you know. So it was pretty sad, and I guess he let into, when it was his turn to speak, he let it known that he thought the judge was some weird sicko, and the district attorney was infatuated with him, and she's a racist, and she ran on going after him. She ran for governor and failed, so she said she was going to go right back to doing what she was doing and going after Trump as a district attorney, and that's what she's doing. They're going after him and his properties. He might lose control of his properties throughout this. They might have to dissolve the Trump organization, is I think what it's called. So, I mean, imagine that you had no need, you had no greed intentions in running the country for 4 to 8 years, and you did what the people wanted, and they still come after you in your whole livelihood. And it's not just him they're going after. They're going after his sons too.
So
For this,
no president in history has gone through more bullshit
he's the most
For-
investigated
for-
person.
for being a president,
world.
and then now that he's going through it again. Clearly, he doesn't need to or have to, but he's choosing to go through it again because I truly believe because he wants to make things better. He wants people to see the corruption that is in our current government.
Yeah.
You know what? So I'm reading right now because you were saying that Trump was in court in New York, and it made me think of. Do you guys remember of El Chapo?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Joaquin Guzman.
Yeah.
You know how he.
No.
It kind of reminds me of Trump. You know, like all those like drug lords and stuff like that. They're trying to do. You know, I understand it's not right what they're doing. Like their side of the business.
Somebody's got to do it, though.
You know, but somebody's got to do
going to be
it,
doing
right?
it.
And like El Chapo, you know, like he had to be, you know, executed or whatever they call, you know, transferred all the way to Brooklyn, New York to go to extradited. Yes, that's the word. Extradited to Brooklyn, New York to go to trial. You know, it was like I was reading it was like a 3-month trial. You know, and like all this money that's wasted. You know, not just wasted, but it's just like, okay, you did it, okay, boom, done. But no, it's just like one after another, and that's what they're doing with the Trump. You know, it's like, okay, one after another. It's like, what do you want? Just tell me what you want, and that's it. Like, stop playing this back and forth games. You know, it's just that's what it seems like. They're just wasting money, wasting time. You know.
Yeah, I mean, they're trying to run his name through as much smoke and rake him through the coals as much as possible.
Oh yeah, for sure.
You know, and like whenever Mike said that if they gave him all the information or gave him all the secrets and stuff like that, I'm gonna say no. I don't think they gave him all that stuff, but he kept finding it out and he kept putting it out there. You know, and I think that's what grabbed other people's attention was like, fuck, he's giving this information out that he shouldn't be. But hey, it was never given to him. It was never instructed to him. It was never nothing to him. So hey, guess what? Fair game. You know? Plus, they didn't like the man in the beginning, so...
Oh,
all those people made money. I don't know what they're talking about, so...
But they want to make more.
Yeah, make more from the poor people.
Huh?
That's fucked up. Like, right?
I would say so. Yeah.
Well, I mean, one of
Like,
the most
that's literally-
agitating things is the people that are
I know, but these people... these people
causing the most corruption are the people that have more money that three of us couldn't spend in probably 50 lifetimes. But it's still not enough. They still got to do more crooked shit to get even more money that they'll never be able to spend.
Look at us right now. My bad. Like, look at us right now that we're going through. You know, like it's just like ridiculous. It's like everything's so expensive, and it's like, but yeah, these people are still, you know, asking for this and asking for that, and it's like, how can you ask the people for more? Like, they don't have more to give you, you know. Versus the other guy was like, oh, you guys need a hand? I gotcha. Here. Oh, you guys need some? I gotcha. Oh, you guys are having a hard time? I gotcha. Mm-hmm. Oh, that country wants to do something to us? Guess what? Nope, we don't play those games. Guess what? We're gonna cut ties right here. Unless you fix it, we're cutting ties. So guess what? I got fixed.
And that was one of the things in Trump's most recent speech.
I'm not even going to say Trump. I'm just going to say the man that was in charge, or the man that is in charge now, is like, it's got no like balls, you know. Like, if you got to speak up, speak up.
One of the things he was talking about in his most recent speech, one of the ways he helped prevented the war with Russia, was controlling gas prices.
Yeah,
because we're paying those prices to Putin. Putin's the one getting filthy. He's the one getting filthy rich right now off of the oil. And it's funding the war that he's doing. He wouldn't be... Trump's like, when I was in office, he couldn't afford to do a war.
No, he couldn't. Why? Because he told him, hey, listen, I'm not going to buy it or whatever, you know? Like, hey, I'm here to make... We're both here to make money, not just one person.
I think it was like $1.87 at one time when he was in office.
But it wasn't... It's not even just gas. It's just everything in general, you know? It's just... I don't know. The guy that was in office was like, oh, okay. He was taking care of his people first, you know? Not just, like, by, you know, giving money out or whatever, but, like, nationwide, like, just worldwide. Like, he was helping other people out, you know? I think he was. I think he was doing pretty good.
I think the demeanor and knowing he would keep his word had other countries stay in line. You know, and the other countries were predictable with a Trump leadership in the United States.
When he said something, he meant it, and they knew it.
Well, Russia wouldn't have been in Ukraine, or they wouldn't have gone further into Ukraine. You know, China wouldn't be doing what they're doing to us now. I mean, they were still there and still stealing patents and stuff like that and technology from us. But there wouldn't be the problem in Ukraine. And I think that's a big one. And I mean, right now, what we don't know, like as I was clicking through the headlines, the UN just voted to send troops to Kenya. No, not to Kenya. They're sending a Kenyan-led coalition to Haiti to get the gang violence and street crimes under control, because the country, I guess, is it's
Out of control.
I guess it's a shit show. But that will probably have people in the ground in Haiti because it's a Kenyan-led coalition. That doesn't mean U.S. ain't going to be involved. It's a UN operation. So African troops in the Caribbean islands. You know, I don't know how that's going to work. Anyways, yeah, so that was one of the stories I had saved here. UN Security Council votes to send Kenyan-led multinational force to Haiti. Armed members of G9 and family march and protest against Haitian Prime Minister Ariel Henry in the city on September 19th. Yeah, I guess the streets are just horrible. How do you feel about African troops right down the road? Not down the road, but, you know, globally speaking, they're in our neighborhood.
Right. I mean...
Are they not?
I mean, it's not a good thing. I don't feel like that's something you want going on. Shit.
Yeah, so, I mean... I had a couple tabs open for Leo's UFO thing here, but they just went away. Yeah, I don't know. That was I don't think we see what's actually going on in the big picture as far as Ukraine goes. Everybody's like, oh, poor Ukraine. Yeah, poor Ukrainians. But the whole damn country is corrupt as far as their leadership goes, and we're sending them billions of dollars when we have states and cities of ours up in fire and flames and riots in our streets, but yet we're worried about streets in Haiti and sending money over to Ukraine, where there was some woman they interviewed. She worked at like I forget what it was. It was just a gas station attendant or something like that, and she was wearing like $7,000 worth of just apparel. Whether it's watches, rings, earrings, dress.
Who's this?
Some Ukrainian woman. It's just like the U.S. dollars in the clothing over there is just like plentiful, I guess. I mean, don't get me wrong. They're at war. You know, parts of the country are not doing very good at all. But I just don't think we have any business with it. And I think if Trump was still in office, we wouldn't have had that problem. The problem wouldn't have lasted this long to begin with. Yeah. I don't think we would have been at war either, though. And you have some candidates up there at the debates. That's what they're all for it. Like, we have to send more money to Ukraine. We can't let Ukraine fall to Russia, is what they're saying. Well, they should have got behind Donald Trump. Is what they should have done, because Russia wouldn't have been
right. There wouldn't even be a war going on
right. And they wouldn't look so stupid.
And they. You know, a lot
Nikki Haley, Ron DeSantis, they all wouldn't look so stupid.
A lot of people are, like, especially if you watch, like, Newsmax or something like that, you know, they're telling you there's a lot more deaths in Ukraine right now than the mainstream media is reporting. It's there a lot more deaths going on than they're reporting to the U.S. because they don't want the people to know how bad it is over there.
I don't know where I would find that out, but they probably wouldn't tell you the right number on any mainstream media site. Let's Ukrainian.
Yeah, you know, that's crazy, man. It's just another, you know, it's human beings that we're talking about. You know, it's just people's lives. What if that was happening
just
here?
opened up their service for females up to 60 years old in Ukraine, like pretty much their reserves. This is 2022. They're not going to give me the right information anyways.
So yeah, Vince. So you said that you were going to go to vacation here soon, huh? You plan on going anywhere?
Yeah, I'll be leaving later this week.
That's nice.
To go to Georgia.
Nice.
North Georgia.
You taking your side-by-side up there with you or not?
Nah, I'd like to, but...
Have you been out to River Ranch? And it's been raining. It's been very rainy here in Florida.
I went about a week and a half ago or something.
Week and a half, yeah. How was it? Not wet?
No, it was pretty wet, but it wasn't too bad. Right now, it'd be really wet out there.
Oh yeah, I'm sure it's probably like a lake out there.
But I'd love to take it with me to Georgia, but it's just the gas money of towing it there all the way to North Georgia.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Could you imagine that, hauling that thing?
Yeah.
And then going up and down those hills too, boy. You know, just going up one of those mountains, just.
Yeah. Well, I'll be up there later in the month.
Nice.
Looking forward to it. Right time of the year too, hopefully.
Yeah. Hopefully
Although it's supposed to be like a warmer.
So
it's a warmer October so far for them, so probably won't see much color.
When we looked the other night to see what the weather was going to be like when we're there, they're predicting the lows to be like 44.
Oh, that's nice.
So that does sound pretty nice.
Heck yeah. I'm more of a cold
Me too.
person, weather. But I don't mind the hot either, you know. I don't mind taking my clothes off. It's just me.
I like to be able to stay warm if I have to.
Yeah.
You get too hot, it's no bueno.
Yeah. No, I agree.
Yeah. So Ukraine war, I can't. It's blocking me from getting anything decent. Usually I can go to post-millennial.
It's amazing how few pictures or videos of what's going on over there that we've seen. Isn't that amazing? I haven't seen hardly anything.
It's out there.
There's some stuff out there, but there's not much.
Yeah, you just gotta go looking for it because it's not gonna pop up on your news feed. That's for sure.
Normally,
they don't want you to know the truth.
Yeah, normally anything like that, if we weren't involved or something like that, it would be all over the media. I mean, that's all you would see is the war going on somewhere else.
Yeah. I think this one's gonna be it. I feel like this one's their way of getting us into it, whether we like it or not. We're gonna end up with people on the ground somewhere. It might even not be in Europe. It might be in Haiti, or it could be in Africa somewhere. We end up playing our part.
So
that's what's sad, because under Trump leadership, if we had to go into a world war, we would be definitely in a leadership position.
Right.
Where I'm not so confident under a Democratic leadership, Democratic Party leadership, will be in a world conflict as a leadership role,
Biden's a joke.
Right. And it's kind of like in our policy, though, like when there's a military action, like with NATO and Europe, and we have a supreme allied commander it's got to be an American. Only our troops only serve under an American commander. So it's just like all those wars, there was always a supreme allied commander.
So do you think just having,
NATO,
let's just say some soldiers on the ground in Africa, okay, is that enough for them to try to put off the election? You think they might try it on something as little as that?
I don't know if he had a Democratic-led Congress, which he doesn't. He doesn't have the House. I don't believe. He's got the Senate. I'm not sure. It could have changed, but he wouldn't have the votes. But Congress has to declare war. I think under a declaration of war, they can. The right guy can probably make it happen. To like, I don't know. I still don't see it happening.
No.
Not here. Even the concept of it. I don't even think Donald Trump could get away with it. With his own base. With his own base, I don't think. Like, I'm not a Trump or die kind of guy. But I don't think I'd be okay with Trump trying to extend his terms other than what's constitutionally allowed.
Right.
If they change the law, if they amend the Constitution, and they can go for 3 terms, by all means. But in some type of executive order way or under a martial law way,
you do it yourself to
under a dictatorship style,
does it.
right? I don't think he would survive. Any president, I don't think would survive. Well, I mean, they would. They'd probably go underground, but there would definitely be riots and death in the streets. I don't think that would suffice. I wouldn't be copacetic, but I mean, I'm not going to go kill people, but it's like.
But let's just say
think about the people who are motivated.
Let's say the Democratic Party does it. Do they care if Biden gets killed?
He's pretty much dead by then, anyways.
Right.
Yeah.
So somebody else will just be appointed, but it still keeps Trump out. So maybe they do it just because they don't really give a shit if something happened to Biden. But like you said, they don't have.
He's a
Congress.
placeholder, is what he is. He was a
Right.
placeholder. He got all the rounded corners. You know, he wasn't Trump. He was old white rich guy, and he wasn't Trump. You know, and it wasn't Hillary. So I mean, he was a placeholder for the Democrats. But it's not going to be Kamala. I was talking with someone about this today. It's not going to be Kamala. Nobody's going to get behind Kamala.
They're still saying it's going to be Michelle Obama or Michael Obama.
It's funny you say that because I watched a video today of Barack, the former president, leaving like a fundraiser or something, and the reporter was asking him, the journalist was asking him if his wife was running for president. He would not acknowledge him at all. And I've heard from this, this channel here I pay attention to, that they haven't really seen Barack and Michelle together since the story about that one guy doing those
the
interviews.
guy that drowned?
No, the guy doing the interviews about banging Barack Obama, gay sex rituals and shit like that. So supposedly they ain't been seen together, and she's over on some mega yacht in the Mediterranean with a bunch of big donors like Tom Hanks. It's Steven Spielberg's yacht. So she's over there raising money for what? You know? For what? What is she in Europe, Mediterranean?
For her term to run.
Yeah. So I don't know. It might be interesting. I'm still I'm scared to death of any of them on that side at this point. You know, even back in the day, I can remember like Clinton. It would be like, oh well, you know, we'll survive this. Barack, it's like, oh well, we'll survive this.
Who's the
But every term, it's like, I don't know if we're gonna survive this shit.
Who was the one that just died that was like in their 90s?
Freaking Dianne Feinstein.
And what was she? Congress?
She was a senator.
A senator. So
Yeah.
from what I hear, there's a bunch of people from the Democratic Party pushing for Oprah to go for that spot.
Well,
now, I don't know if she's even
The
interested.
governor had already appointed somebody.
Somebody that gets to pick who gets to go.
Well, he already appointed
a
black woman to take the spot, but it's only until next year, till they have their election.
A temporary replacement.
Right. Anybody can run, but
they
can only
a lot
fill
of people
it
are
till
saying they're trying to push Oprah and going for it when it comes.
She's got like freaking 280 acres in freaking Maui, in Lahona, Hawaii. What the hell does she want to be?
I wonder what she values. I wonder what she values her land.
They only
to be
so
worth.
Dianne Feinstein, right? You bring her up. The salary of a senator is $210,000 a year. She was worth like $40 million.
Isn't that something?
She's the second richest woman in Washington, second to only Nancy Pelosi, but that's a different story.
I mean, Mike, I'm sure she invested really good.
She was only worth, I think, like $2 million when she first went in. Was it $2 million or $20 million? I think it was still. I think it was under $10 million.
It's funny how
when she went into public office, but she had money from a marriage.
Yeah, it's funny how politicians value multiplies while they're in office.
Right. So here I have. Let me pull this up because I'm pretty sure. All right. It's funny you say that because I did tweet about it. Or I don't know what you call it anymore. Do you call it tweets?
X. It's Xing.
Do you X it?
So you were Xing?
Yeah. So senators
kind of dirty, doesn't it?
Senators' net worth $220+ million after serving 31 years in Congress on a salary of $210,000 and $35 million in annual income. So she was making $35 million in other income. She died at the age of 90 with 12 cars, 1 yacht, $10 million in gold reserves, and it listed other items like luxury watches and all kinds of stuff. She had some net worth.
Right.
She had some net worth, and there was also some litigation over one of her latest ex-husband's life insurance, and he was worth some money too. But these are evil people. 31 years in Congress. And there was nothing good about this woman at all. I didn't post no picture. I didn't even want to put her name on there.
There should be term limits for any
31 years.
Any government job like that. There should be a term limit.
I believe she was the mayor of San Francisco once, or something like that.
Right.
Some California city.
We'll put a term limit on the president, but you can be in Congress or any other position for your entire life. I mean, Fauci, how long did Fauci do his position? I mean, he was probably longer than she was in that position.
Oh, I don't know, but he was the highest paid.
Right.
The highest paid
government official.
Government, yeah. That's what I was trying to say.
How's that possible?
How's it possible what? He was there for the longest. He wasn't elected, so Congress really didn't. I don't know how they set his pay, but he was like a doctor.
I've said this before, and I'll say it again. Our government has become organized crime.
Well, for sure.
They replaced the mafia.
I agree.
What was his salary? What was his yearly salary?
Fauci's. We'd have to look that up, but
I don't know.
Just wondering.
What's the president's now? It used to be 200.
It's like 400.
Yeah, I think they doubled it. Yeah, it used to be like 200,000 a year. I think the president's like 4 something now.
Fauci's
200,000.
Used to be. Yeah, it's like 4.
salary.
That's it. 200,000.
Fauci is a top-ranked federal employee and is among the highest-paid doctors within the government. His salary estimate for 2022 is around $480,000 per year, which is more than the President of the United States. His net worth is estimated at $5 million or $10.4 million, depending on the sources and calculations. His salary and net worth are based on his contributions to the field of research on viral diseases, his immunology expertise, his book royalties, and his financial transactions. And you want us to know President's salary. Let's see. President's salary 2023. According to 3 U.S. Code, whatever, the President of the United States makes $400,000 a year in addition to $50,000 expense allowance, a $100,000 non-taxable travel account, and $19,000 for entertainment each year. As of February 27, 2023, the average salary for a president is $142,000, with salary range typical falling between $125 and 162. That doesn't make sense right there. I don't know what the source is on this one, but the $400,000 a year is from what I remember.
What was so?
That's interesting.
$19,000 you have to spend on entertainment. What's the first thing you're doing?
Yeah. So what is that? You know, like 19,000.
Going to Vegas. Gonna blow it all in one night.
Hey,
so
they say what happens in Vegas stays in Vegas.
That's right. So does your money. Your money stays in Vegas too.
I wonder how much, like, what is that used for? Like, what do you need the $19,000 for? What's the travel expense?
For entertaining yourself.
Is the travel expenses like it's obviously not official business, so it's got to be maybe vacation travel?
I don't know,
or
because
back and forth to your.
Obviously, it's not including the cost of Air Force One.
Right.
The pilot alone makes more than that.
I mean, well, I don't know. Like, what does that include? How do they decipher?
Right.
Yeah.
I mean, it doesn't matter if he's padding his pockets with millions and millions of dollars anyways.
Felt like I got stabbed. What's that?
I said it's not like it matters. He's padding his pocket with millions on top of millions of dollars every year anyways.
Well, Biden? Oh, that's not a Ukrainian ATM that's kicking through. This article goes into a bunch of numbers.
That's crazy, man. These people, like, they probably don't even know, like, how much stuff costs or anything like that, like, in real life, you know? Like, if you ask them, hey, do you know how much a pack of toilet paper costs nowadays? They'd be like, oh, we don't know.
I don't know, $100.
No, but seriously, Vince, they don't know. They really don't know what things cost nowadays.
No, they go home and somebody already stocked the shelf.
Yeah, it's already done and everything's done for it. So they don't know. So how are you going to sit there and tell me that nothing's changed or we didn't do this, we didn't do that, you know? Like, we didn't cause this, come on. When was the last time you went to the grocery store and see how much it costs to buy a piece of meat? When was the last time you filled up a tank of gas? You know? When was the last time?
Went to the grocery store a few nights ago, Leo, to basically buy dog food and some orange juice, and some eggs, and maybe like one other item I can't even remember, but it was like $90 fucking.
You know, I saw a meme the other day, or not the other day, it was earlier today, and it said, back then you would spend $200 to fill up your trunk. Now you'll spend $200 to put 3 bags in your front seat.
Right.
And it's so true. Back then you would spend $200, you fill up your whole trunk of your car, your vehicle, full of groceries. Now you can spend that and you can put them right, you do those few little bags right in your front seat like it's nothing.
No.
Sad. But these people that are higher up there, they'll never know that because, like you said, they get home, they get to wherever they're at, everything's already done for them.
But they think your cost of living's raised every year is going to cover that.
They don't know that. When was the last time they paid a bill? They don't.
Cost of living raise this year didn't even cover my house insurance increase.
That's what I'm saying,
let alone
man.
Everything else.
So it's like, what are you standing up there for? What? Talking all that gibberish when you really don't know what you're speaking about. Because it's like, okay, when was the last time you did what you just spoke about?
What's that? Money?
Money, yeah. When have they ever even touched money? Probably never.
Who?
These people. Like, when have they ever touched like a real dollar bill?
Oh, when have they had to count their dollars or something like that?
Never.
Yeah, no, they don't worry about it.
Yeah, exactly. That's why they go up there and they say, oh, we've helped out. We've done this and we've done that. No, you haven't. Other people have done it for you. You haven't done shit.
They help themselves.
Yeah, of course. Help themselves. Oh, here. Let me pass this around. You know? Everybody fill it up for me. Thank you, guys.
Right. come for your money.
Yeah, thank you guys.
Well, that was the big deal with the government shutdown. A lot of them did not want to vote for a continuing resolution or another omnibus bill because they didn't want money going to Ukraine.
Yeah.
They wanted to cut stupid spending that they could get everything in line if they just did this right, and there's a fight against it from within on both sides, and it's not right. It's the establishment, and that's why you have people like Congressman Matt Gaetz from Florida making a motion to get rid of Kevin McCarthy as Speaker of the House. Remember, he led that Freedom Caucus movement when they voted for Kevin McCarthy as Speaker when they took over leadership and the majority in the House. But now he's making a motion to get rid of him because he's not held up to his end of the agreements. To get their votes, they made an agreement. He hasn't made the agreement. Now they're looking at Matt Gaetz to make the motion. And his following in Congress will follow right behind him. Maybe that's good luck there. Ladybug crawling on wire there.
Let's see that.
Yeah, I don't know. It's going to be interesting what happens come election season nationally. It's super important coming around and locally too. I mean, you see all this stuff with the school. It's pretty scary when, like our parents, they were learning about nuclear warfare, even though they were told getting under the desk might save them. Actually, I don't even think they were told that. And our kids are learning about being gender queer. So it's a little scary. Meanwhile, Ukraine is taking women up to 60 years old into active service. Leo, you talked about that when me and you got together last week, right? About opening up like a line of service.
Yeah.
Like a required amount of basic training.
At least 1 year or 2 years of basic training.
To what? To go into the service?
Just to learn, just a requirement.
When you finish high school, you finish your academics, a lot of countries in Europe, like Israel is one of them, where it's required. You do, I think it's 2 years terms.
Yeah, after high school, you do 1 year, 2 years of
high school or college
of basics, and then after that you take off. And if you want to continue, you continue, and if not, then hey, it's okay, it's fine.
What would you think of that if they did that with y'all's kids?
Yeah, right. You got me fucked up. Not under President Biden. See, that's the problem.
You're relying on who's in office.
Yeah, we trust the guy we like, who could lead us to war also. We have to trust the other guy we don't like if he wins also.
Right.
That's pretty damn scary. I don't know. I don't think...
It's kind of like rolling the dice because...
I don't think we're in a position to be in a global war.
Throughout history, you kind of go back and forth with presidents, Democrat, Republican. So at some point when it's time for your kids to get out of high school, how's it going to fall? Is it going to be somebody from the side that you don't typically have the same point of view? Just, look at the draw.
Yeah, it's definitely going to be interesting. I'm not super... I wouldn't encourage my children to join the military today. That's for sure.
No, I think when I was getting out of school, it was something it was something that had been a thought, and I don't think it would have been nearly as bad back then. But now, I agree with you. I would not recommend it at all.
9/11 inspired a lot of people to enlist.
Right.
Like Ron DeSantis, but I don't think there's anything inspiring right now. Ukraine is definitely not inspiring. If it was, they missed their mark on that one. That ship already sailed, because I think a lot of Americans are waking up, and they don't want their money. I mean, they're freaking rioting it in Philadelphia Apple stores, and they realize, oh shit, I just stole an Apple phone. It's beeping. Can't do nothing with it. So then they smash it while they're streaming on the internet.
Right.
And but yet I mean, the one woman's yelling, "We all need to eat. We all need to eat," as they're looting a Foot Locker, and she got arrested that day too. But it's.
Well, she's gonna eat a fucking shoe.
I don't know. I guess so. But she's selling hoodies now or something. I forget what her name is. I don't even know if I should say it. I do know what it is. Meatball.
What is it?
Meatball. Look it up. don't do it. She looks like a meatball. And but anyways, it's
Well, I think most Americans
we can use that money here though.
When it comes to the war.
First of all, they should need to stop printing the fucking money anymore.
First off, if like we had said, if Trump was still in office, it probably wouldn't be a war. But let's just say there was still a war, okay?
Yeah.
So let them fight their own. Let them fight their own war. You know what? If Russia takes them back, okay, it used to be part of Russia. I don't blame Russia for wanting back what was theirs. You know, let the chips fall where they may. Why do we got to get involved? Why do we got to fund them and fight the war for them?
Right. I'm on that boat too. Like they're nothing special to me. Ukrainians are pretty freaking nasty. That's where a lot of there are Nazis in the Ukraine, and they're not like Hitler's Nazis, but there is a Nazi faction and there's a Nazi wing in the Ukrainian military, and the Russians weren't lying. We have already acknowledged it as a country, and it's not like blasting out there every time they want more money. It's like we're giving money to Nazis to fight commies. It's exactly what we were doing in the frickin' 40s, right?
Pretty much.
We were fighting with the commies to get the Nazis. Now it's reversed. Now and one of the generals had said that Hitler was a horrible person, but he was thinking on the political spectrum that it was the commies they should have been after from the get-go, but they let the commies go too far, and they gave the commies too much after World War II, and that's why Russia is what it is today. And that's why they had all that. They wanted all that property back. A lot of that was carved up after the Soviet Union, but a lot of that was theirs prior.
Right.
And they were valuable areas like the ports in the Black Sea and
look how much
the Dead Sea
look how much of Russia's land is just useless.
Yeah, but Russia's pretty freaking big.
Well, I know it's big, but a lot of it's just completely useless.
Yeah. But I don't know. I'm definitely anti-communist, but I don't think we have any business supporting a Ukrainian war, a proxy war with Russia. I don't think it's any of our concern. It's going to get bloody for us. And no, I don't think, even if Trump was in office, I wouldn't be comfortable
with funding the war.
Never mind funding the war. I wouldn't be comfortable with my kid joining the service.
Right.
No way. I just can't. No way. I'm going to warn them against everything I possibly can.
Well, certainly during.
I'm not a proud American. I am a proud American still, but I'm not an eager American to sacrifice my blood.
I could be wrong. I'm sure there's some people that come from military family where it's like a pride thing, but for the most part, I would imagine most people would not want their kids to join, especially when there's a war going on.
If they wanted to, they were dead set on. Of course, I'd be proud of them for the serving.
But
I'd be scared as hell, man, because I don't trust them. And I don't trust them. I don't trust them anywhere. I don't know. How would you feel about that? 10 years from now. What is it? 10, 12 years from now, right? 12 years from now? Your son will be how old?
15.
15. So maybe, 12 to 14 years from now, he's really interested, wants to enlist. Who knows? That 12 to 15 years from now could be 4 different presidents. Could be 3 different presidents.
So
it could be, yeah. So
I would imagine.
Who knows where we could be?
I would imagine you would both probably try to talk your kids out of it, but you would be supportive if they did it anyways.
Yeah,
I don't think I would talk him out of.
You don't think you would even try to talk him out of it? No.
I mean,
because I always wanted to do it.
Yeah, but I feel like it was a little different. Although, if you think about it, there was the Iraq War. Well, you were how old when you? What was your graduation year? Class
2006.
2006. So, I mean, that was well after the invasion into Afghanistan and Iraq.
It was right after, like, 5 years after 5/11.
Yeah, it was still pretty nasty. It's still pretty nasty.
Still pretty hot.
That probably would have been the better time to go in, though.
Because we were getting more out of it.
Dialing down. If you pick the right job, you might not end up in the sand dunes. You don't know, or the mountains of Afghanistan. I don't know, but a lot of people, like I said, they enlisted after 9/11 because they were inspired, to fight for their country. I was one of them, but I never enlisted. I was already old enough to be like, yeah, I don't know, man. Like, I worked in a bar, a restaurant, or whatever, and I enjoyed my freedom, and I just like, yeah, I love my country, but probably not the guy you want to put in a tank or anything like that. Like, yeah, because at that point in my life, I'd bring a bag with me, and I'd probably get in trouble.
Well, I think that was probably pretty normal in the Army. Or is that just the movies I'm watching?
I'm sure it's pretty normal.
They're all freaking like fogging out the tank.
It's usually cigars. They're big with tobacco and cigars and stuff like that. Some wacky tobacco.
Yeah, well, I mean, hey, but I don't know about the guys smoking pot and shit.
Yeah, I don't know. That's what I'm saying.
I'm trying to think of the name of the movie where
sure
they
get
like,
drug tested and stuff like that for all that.
They were like making meth and shit during like the
even alcohol
Cold War or
like
something.
that, I'm good, man.
I can't remember the name of it. It had Joaquin Phoenix in it. It was pretty good.
Yeah, so I don't know. I'm just not comfortable with any of our kids going to war for Europe. I mean, it's not on fire. The Brits can handle themselves. The French are whatever. But the Arabs, if the Arabs and the Russians go at it, whatever. Eventually they will. But China and Russia teaming up. I mean, they are kind of a whole region, the Asia, Eurasia type. I don't know, but they're ganging up on Ukraine. Obviously, China will not let any parts for drones be shipped to Ukraine or any country doing trade with Ukraine, because their drone warfare is like a key component to the Ukrainian military success. Not that they're having any, or not that I know either way, but so they're having to repair drones quite a bit. That's what's attacking Russia. Whenever you see like a news headline of so many dead in some Russian town, they're from drones. They'll fly a drone right in there and find like a radar station or a listening device on top of a building and just fucking blow it up. But Russia will probably make it look worse and post other pictures of death and gore. I'm not downing it, but I think it's a whole shit show over there, and it's just like history repeating itself, except it's just different pawns in the game. I mean, you're 36, right, Leo?
Yeah.
36 yesterday, right? Happy birthday. If you were, let's say the country was just attacked, and they raised the age to 40, let's say, and they called on all able-bodied men who are willing up to the age of 40 to enlist, would you? Let's say.
Let me see my motherfucking aim is right.
Like they
probably.
There's probably sign-on bonus, and there's probably something like scholarships for your kids involved, if you have family, housing,
Okay, so all that sounds good, right? But that's it if I come back.
Right.
What if I don't come back? What's the package on that?
Well, then what war are we talking about? Fighting for helping Ukraine?
Well, whatever. Let's say our government
just whatever, just
needed
any kind of war.
If we were attacked or if we were in war and we needed, we took on major casualties and we had to raise the age again.
I think I would need two different packages. A package if I come back, and a package if I don't come back.
Well, I mean, you're no special option, nothing. You're just a ground pound.
It doesn't matter. I need two options.
They would be
because
death
what if
benefits. They get death benefits.
Because what if my family, I don't come back?
It ain't shit.
So
It ain't shit.
for me, it's going to depend on the situation. What am I fighting for? Do I believe in what we're fighting for? Because like right now, with what's going on, no, I would not. Now, would I fight right now if there was a revolt and we were taking our own country back? That I might fight for.
You mean a civil war?
Yeah.
Well, I think that's a whole different story.
Right. So
That's a
Civil
whole
War,
different
yeah,
story.
okay, I'll fight. Because now I'm fighting for something
That's a whole nother
that
episode.
I'm wanting to fight for. No, so yeah, in that situation, Mike, for me, it just depends what we're fighting over. Do I believe in it? Is it something that I want to fight for?
Well, let's say what type of attack on America would push you to
Want to sign
make
up?
that patriotic jump like people did after 9/11? What would make you do that? Another plane attack on let's say Trump Towers or something like that?
That wouldn't do it for me.
Would it be like suicide bombing in New York City or Miami?
I think right now with
Would it be some major hijacking of
I don't think
child daycare centers or something like gruesome? Like what?
Pandemic.
To what? Like maybe germ warfare? No. I don't know.
Zombie attack.
I say it, but I don't know.
right now I don't know what would get it going for me, to be honest with
Me
you.
either. I don't think anything would.
Like the Civil War thing would.
Like even if the military bases were hit, I don't think it would.
Why?
I think that once they're hit, then I think we would go in effect. Our mind would go in effect.
I don't know.
Oh yeah.
I think once
Oh,
we
yeah.
get, but I
It
think
would.
if we go under attack, like if our bases are hit
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
and we're under attack,
That's what I'm saying.
that's different. That's defense of our homeland.
Yeah.
But I think a reason to get you to sign up to go somewhere and kick somebody's ass on the other side of the globe.
Yeah. That's
What could make you do that? 3,000 people die in one day? Maybe get you to go do that? I don't know if I could do that today, though. Because I don't trust our leadership.
I would.
I still believe some of our own people were behind 9/11. Allowed it to happen.
Easy.
I don't know.
No, I mean, well, they don't know for sure because they haven't released all the information.
So, if,
and when they don't release all the information, when they refuse to show you something, what are you led to believe?
you're gonna say, "Well, why aren't you?"
Right.
Let me do some thinking of my own. Let me listen to what some other people are saying.
Yeah. So that goes for a lot of things. Same with the aliens. You know,
But I think
there's
you're
a lot
right.
of stuff they don't show us.
I think you're right. Like as
or
far as
presidents.
anything where I got to go over to another country and invade them, I don't know if there's something that makes me want to do that right now. But like you said, if they're attacking our land, people are dying here. They're coming onto our land. That's a different story.
Well, they're already here, Vince.
Right. Well, I mean, and I want to point out one of the reasons why countries don't want to attack our country, don't want to invade our land, is because of us with our Second Amendment rights. We have more people carrying guns in America. We have more guns in circulation amongst ourselves than a lot of these other countries all combined. So if they attack here and then all of us come forward as well, that's something else they have to deal with besides our military power.
Yeah.
So the Second Amendment right is very...
But that's not
very
how it's going
important.
to happen. We might run over if we get into this at all, and it might be something we could pick up on another topic, another day.
If it happens
maybe somebody
here-
can add to the, because I tried getting a thread going.
If it
Just
happens
like
here,
a pass the story.
I believe it's going to be like chemical warfare or something along those lines.
Well, I think it's going to be more fifth generation, and we're already in it. Fifth generation warfare. It's where it's more like pandemic type stuff,
Right.
Cyber attacks, stuff like that. But sooner or later, they're going to get ramped up and amped up to where we lose total electrical grids that can't come back online.
Right.
You know, and I brought that up before. Like, what do you do when that happens? You know, and what do you do when multiple power grids go down?
And
there's no refuge, no fuel, no.
And some of these illegal immigrants that are coming over here, no, I'm not talking about the ones coming from Mexico. I'm talking about the ones coming from some of these other third world countries
or Africa
that are coming over here. Just like when 9/11, a lot of them were already here, and we were teaching them to be pilots. So, I mean, some of these immigrants that are coming over here right now, for all we know, they're coming here with the intention of attacking from within. At some point. May never happen.
It is really scary because
it may happen, it may not.
The question should be, are you willing to give your life for America? You need asylum here, but what if, you know?
Right now, the motivation level...
you don't want to give everybody a gun and some night vision goggles either.
Right now, because we're so disgruntled with the way things are being run, like our motivation doesn't feel like it's there, but if it came down to it, am I willing to die for the rights of our country, for the country to go on? Yeah. I would die for our country.
It means you're dying for the government.
Well, see, I'm not talking about the current government. I'm talking about...
Excuse me.
Talking about it going on and being what it's supposed to be. But...
regardless, it's for the government. It's not for the real people. It's for the government.
But do you want your kids to all of a sudden be taken over by another country? You want your kids raised by China?
No.
I mean, I don't have kids, so... But, I mean, that's the way... Like, I don't want to see our country
But as of right now, I mean, shit, look at them. They're ahead of the fucking game, man.
I mean, in some ways, I look at it and be like, oh, we might be better off being run by China right now.
Jesus.
I mean, that's a strong fucking statement, and I don't really mean it, but it's a joke what's going on in our own government right now.
Yeah.
Communists are bad.
Yeah. But... Am I going to sit there? Am I going to sit there and let it get taken over by another country when, if a group of us actually band together and actually had a chance to stop it?
Right.
I mean,
no, but I'm on the board with you. Shit starts happening here. Look out.
Yeah, look out.
Because, like you said, you know, there's more guns here than there is, like, globally spread out.
Yeah.
So it's like, anyone invading the U.S. is in some trouble. I don't have very much ammo, so I got to use long range. Make them count. You know, make them count. When you see the blue hats coming down the street, then it's going to be pretty scary. That's the UN. That's the multinational force the UN Security Council will send to your city streets in your voting precincts to make sure you do the right thing and nobody gets out of line. Those are the people they're going to send into your city halls and schools and everywhere to make sure you're wearing your mask and you're jabbed up and all that. That's what because we've already surrendered to the United Nations. It's not what it was intended for, and we've given it too much power. We've surrendered too much to it for the sake of other nations that we thought we would get something out of when they still don't do what they're supposed to.
You know, I had a conversation with my dad the other night. Would you die for your Second Amendment right? Let's say the ATF showed up at your door right now and they're going to strip all they're going to take it all from you.
No. I mean, I would like to say yes. But I got a family I got to feed.
And I would feel the same way. But
I would have to give them up.
Not having kids, I think I would die for my Second Amendment right. You ain't taking it without me fighting
is it worth it, though?
No.
Are they going to knock on your door, though? Are they going to, like, knock on your door and say, hey...
If they did, I don't think I would just turn it over without a fight. That would bother me so fucking much.
So why would you open the door?
Well, if they just barged in, they just rammed your door
down.
They
can't do that, though.
Yeah, they can. It's been done. Oh, it's been done.
They just barge in and take it?
In most cases,
you're gonna die,
normal person,
Vince, you're going to die.
They're going to give you warning. Like, they're going to try to get you to open the door. But if they think you're a threat, they won't give you a warning. They're just coming in.
You're going to die, Vince, if you try to defend yourself and try to...
Yeah. But, I mean,
you're okay with that, though?
I feel like it would be my natural instinct to just defend myself.
Just that.
I
If
don't.
it was a SWAT type situation,
I think my natural instinct. Let's say I'm laying in bed. I always have a gun right there, ready, in case something happens in the middle of the night. All right. It would just be my natural instinct to defend my home.
I would like to say the same thing, but it's probably not going to work out that way.
You're just gonna hand them over, Mike?
Well, I mean, you guys got kids. I mean, that's
Everything?
I mean, they're going to have to take them from me, but I'm not going to put up a fight to where they're going to shoot me. I got
Like
kids.
you have a little argument with them and be like, come on, man, let's step outside real quick and let's talk.
I mean,
and-
I'm not just going to surrender them. They're going to have to come get them.
You're not going to willingly open your safe.
I ain't going to drop them off. You come get them if you want. Don't kill my kids, though, you know. I don't know. Who knows what the landscape would be in a time like that. But hopefully power changed hands before...
the better.
Yeah, they came to get mine.
I agree.
Anyways, we've gone about an hour now, maybe a little more, and I'll trim it up on the encore, which we will load up onto Spotify. We'll reload it on the YouTube. X now. Definitely go follow us on X. If you're on Twitter or X, whatever you want to call it, follow us. Shoot us a comment. Give us a like. You know, you want to hear us talk about something, or you got something you want to talk about, hit us up. Facebook, Instagram, Truth, Rumble, Apple, Pandora, you name it.
Whatever
It's out
social
there.
media
Whatever
you prefer.
it's out there. It's pretty cool. So,
Yeah.